Sometime around December 26, 2024, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, or NCMEC, received a call from, get this, Google. Google had located a Drive account with some child sexual assault material, or CSAM, images and videos in it. They blocked the owner's access and contacted NCMEC to pursue options for legal action. Google sent NCMEC 150 images and 90 videos that they believed to be CSAM. The files had been uploaded years earlier, but someone from the Southern District of New York was logging into the account as late as December of 2024. Authorities were contacted and determined that the files had come from an account owned by someone who goes by Ryan Ryan. They also determined that the Ryan Ryan account is being accessed by Manhattan IP addresses, some of which belong to the Department of Education, or DOE. Authorities determined that Ryan Ryan regularly searched for inappropriate pornographic materials as well as teaching materials. After they figured out who Ryan Ryan was, authorities found at least 4 CSAM videos on his tablet. Let's dig into this case and find out exactly what is going on here right after my overly obnoxious trigger warning. Roll the intro. With the images and the IP information, TSO Steele had everything she needed to get a warrant for the Google account. So, Google called NCMEC and told them about the Ryan Ryan account and then forwarded 150 images and 90 videos to them. NCMEC was easily able to determine that these are in fact CSAM, and Google informed them that the account had been accessed from IP addresses in Manhattan. So NCMEC looped in Homeland Security Task Force Officer, or TSO, Caitlin Steele. TSO Steele received the files from NCMEC and had to look at and or watch every one of them. I am sorry, TSO Steele. I am truly sorry. In those files, she found nude males ranging in age from about 4 years old to what is only described as pubescent in the court documents. Several photos and videos that depict intercourse between adult males and male children as young as 3 years old. The video of a boy estimated to be 13 years old self-stimulating and displaying certain orifices to the camera while using his fingers. Even a video of approximately 8 years of age being on top of an adult male. TSO Steele had to look at every photo and view every video in its entirety. It was hard for me to read enough about them to describe them even at this level of abstraction, which it hopefully bothered you to hear. For that, TSO Steele, I am sorry. I am sorry that these sick individuals force law enforcement officers to look at this kind of thing. I am also grateful that law enforcement officers do look at them in an attempt to stop the people who are creating, distributing, and looking at these materials. So also, thank you, TSO Steele. With the images and the IP information, TSO Steele had enough information to get a warrant for the Ryan Ryan Google account. Google provides the full Ryan Ryan account history as well as access to the Ryan Ryan account to Homeland Security Investigations, or HSI, which is the department HSI TSO Steele works in. When she accesses the Ryan Ryan account, HSI TSO Steele finds nearly 1,000 files in the account, which are either photos or videos of underage male children of a pornographic nature. HSI TSO Steele starts looking into the account history. She finds out that the files were all uploaded back in 2021, but someone had been logging into the account between May and December of 2024, which is when Google blocked access to the account. The details about those IP addresses are where this case goes from disturbing to infuriating. Several of these email accounts are linked to email addresses with the name R. Lanvin at various domain names. The records for the Ryan account indicate that a phone number ending in 8499 was linked to the account on September 21st, 2024. You know the drill. Google sends the phone a code, you enter it on another device that's already logged into the account. In the Ryan Google account, HSI TSO Steele notices folders with the name Ross in their path. The most disturbing thing so far is that HSI TSO Steele notices some IP addresses accessing the account were from the New York DOE. At this point, we know that Ryan works for the DOE in some capacity. Digging deeper into the account's history, HSI TSO Steele goes through the searches it has performed. Unsurprisingly, she found searches for adult material containing teen boys or gay teen boys in a video search. She also found searches for lesson plans. On the same day the earlier referenced video searches were performed, the Ryan account accessed academyforteachers.org. In November of 2024, the Ryan account accessed an AI language model and told it it was a middle school math teacher and needed some problems to put on their quizzes. Based on cookie data created when the same device is used to access multiple accounts, the Ryan Google account is linked to several email addresses. Several of these emails are linked to R. Lanvin at various domain names. One of them is linked to the schools.nyc.edu domain name. A warrant to the phone company who owns the 8499 phone number indicates it belongs to Ross Lanvin. Several warrants to the companies who own the domains for those R. Lanvin emails. Everyone comes back registered to Ross Lanvin. 3 emails sent to the Ryan account's email address that were addressed to Ross Lanvin. The warrant for the DOE and that R. Lanvin account is also linked to Ross Lanvin. Turns out Ross Lanvin is or was a middle school math teacher at MS 256 Lafayette Academy in Manhattan. They even posted a video of the principal and a student hitting Lanvin in the face with a plate of whipped cream to Instagram. HSI TSO Steele got a search warrant for Lanvin's residence. Let's talk about that search. At this point, I just have to wonder, did Lanvin know he was caught and just decide to cooperate in the hopes of garnering leniency? It took HSI TSO Steele almost 2 months to put all this together. On February 13th, 2025, she was finally able to get a judge to sign off on a search warrant for Lanvin's home. She led the team that conducted the search. When HSI TSO Steele and her team showed up, Lanvin was home and decided to stick around while they searched the apartment. Lanvin agreed to be interviewed by detectives without a lawyer present, which you just know is not going to turn out good for Lanvin. Lanvin confirmed that he lived alone and was the only one with access to the password-protected Wi-Fi inside the home. Remember how the IP addresses were traced to Manhattan? Well, they were actually specifically traced to this address. Lanvin also gave the search team the password to his tablet. On that tablet, they found a video of a 6-year-old male being manipulated by an adult hand, 2 videos of an adult male and a 6-year-old male engaging in sexual activity, and a video of a 10-year-old male self-stimulating and penetrating himself. Finally, Lanvin admitted that the 8499 number was his, all the email addresses were his, the Ryan Google account was his, and that he had accessed CSAM on electronic devices. At this point, I just have to wonder, did he simply know he was caught and figure it was best to cooperate in the hopes of leniency? I mean, he basically just gave himself up, but he's out on $75,000 bail. There's no information available on his plea, so I don't know for certain if he's awaiting trial or sentencing. My research indicates that if he is not likely to flee and not a danger to the community, he could be out on bail awaiting sentencing. However, with the nature of these crimes, I seriously hope no federal judge would deem that he's not a danger to the community. So I'm pretty sure he still pled not guilty after basically confessing to everything. He's due back in court before the end of March. Hopefully I'll have an update after his trial, but sometimes it's a while before we get information from the federal courts on cases. A DOE spokesperson stated that Lanvin has been reassigned away from students pending the outcome of the arrest, and that, if convicted, we will pursue termination. Well, I certainly hope so, DOE. I do certainly hope so. It does definitely look like he pled not guilty from that, though. Lanvin is facing up to 20 years in prison on 13 counts of possessing CSAM. Anyway, that's all the information we have on this case. Let's wrap this video up, shall we? First things first. I'm glad he's not being arrested for actually preying on students like all our previous teachers have been. On the other hand, when it comes to CSAM, I heard a prosecutor on a documentary once state that every time these images and videos are viewed, the victim is re-victimized. I'm sorry, but details of the documentary evade my memory at this point. This case has a couple of pretty odd things about it, too. First, Lanvin worked as a teacher for the DOE from 2006 to 2013, then he took a 3-year break and returned as a teacher from 2016 until he was removed because of this case. Why did he leave for 3 years? Was he teaching somewhere else during that time? Also, DOE, can we please have a list of all the schools he taught at with the dates he taught there? Second, the files were created in 2021, and then there's no mention of them being accessed again until May of 2024. That seems like a really long time to let the images and videos just sit there. Did he have an actual victim present during this time, which was curbing his appetite for the abuse materials? Was he using a different Google account? Did he find a better way to hide his illegal materials? Why this years-long lapse? Also, why did Google identify these images and videos all of a sudden over 3 years after they were created in the first place? With that amount of CSAM, you would think that a bot would have swung by a little sooner to check on them. I mean, I'm glad Google found it, I'm just curious why it took so long. As I said earlier, I will be keeping an eye on this case, and if we get updated information after his trial, I'll be posting an updated video. For now, what do you think about all this? Let me know in a comment. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and as always, super thanks, channel memberships are super cool. And now, I got a jam, so tag, you're it. Around December, the files had been uploaded years earlier, but someone from they also determined that the HSI TOs several of these emails are linked to email accounts with the name R. Lanvin at various. Damn it. Several of these emails are linked to accounts with the name R. Lanvin at various. Damn it.